Hi, I'm Jen Cooper with JKC Mobile Notary, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Do I look like I'm in the same outfit from last week? I am, because this is part 2 of a 2-part series about professional burnout. Today, we're going to talk about the recovery process of recovering from professional burnout. And if you have burned out in your business, in your work, in your life, like I have, this part of the process is incredibly important. And so I hope that you'll come along with me today as I talk to you about what I've learned about how to recover from being burnt out. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Hi, I'm Jen again, JKC Mobile Notary, and thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, I would love it if you would like, subscribe, comment, share, be a part of this family as I continue to grow this channel and reach as many entrepreneurs as I can to help better their lives and their businesses. So there's that. But let's just get into it, shall we? In last week's video and last week's blog post, we talked about ways to avoid professional burnout as a business owner, and I will link all of that down below. Today, I want to talk about how to recover from burnout. The recovery steps are very much, like I said last week, like the prevention steps. But now that you're in it, like I'm in it, it's going to take a little time to get back and to normal. And it's not going to be the old normal. It's going to be a new normal, we hope. I told you this last week, but like I shared before, I had to return to a regular job for the time being. Part of the reason was that I'd lost motivation and creativity to continue to work on growing my business. And it's one of the key symptoms of professional burnout. So as I am talking to you about this today, I am in the process of recovering from burnout. So I hope that you'll hear me with that I'm just, that my sincerity here, wanting to help you and wanting to be transparent and sincere about what I'm going through. Because a lot of people come to me for advice about being a notary and running a business, and I want to make sure that there's no confusion here. I have screwed up. I have dropped the ball on some things, and I have in the process of recovering from professional burnout. And so it's important that you guys know that. So in my research, just for me, I found several articles that gave great information on the steps you should take to recover from burnout. But the one I landed on that is a big one and that has a lot of information that I'm going to try to sum up very quickly today is from betterup.com, and Dr. Etuf, who's a PhD, authored the article How to Recover from Burnout and Love Your Life Again. I mean, with that title, how could you not want to read it? And I'm going to skip past her signs of what's leading up to burnout, since we already covered that last week, and I want to get into her 14 tips on how to recover from burnout, and I'm going to go over them as quickly as possible because it's a lot. So the first one is to track our stress levels. She's really talking about sleep trackers, and I put a link in my blog post, and I'll put a link down below about some of the sleep trackers that she's talking about. I use one that kind of just tracks how I slept at night. We love it because I don't know if you know, but I gotta get rid of dog. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Back to identifying your stressors and the sleep trackers. So like I said, I don't know if you know this, but I am a singer, and one of the things my husband loves the most is going back and listening to our sleep tracker, because it'll show us snoring. It'll show I sleep talk without vowels. I also sing in my sleep. So if there any confusion about, who I am in my heart, that helps. But it also helps to show how you're sleeping. So yeah, we'll get to that. She says, identify your stressors. This is important before and after burnout. I think knowing what triggers your stress levels is really important. I have, I think I have a lot of triggers, but some of them, the biggest stressor I have that stresses me out is not completing my to-do list. And I don't think my to-do list is overwhelming, but when I started a part-time job, so many things fell off I wasn't able to complete. I was able to complete. I didn't have the motivation or energy to complete them. And so I'm going to have to back down on my list of things to get done every day to prevent myself from getting overwhelmed. She says, create a habit of journaling. There's a crap ton of research that shows the benefits of daily journaling. And I got a quote from Jen Williamson that says, journal writing, when it becomes a ritual for transformation, is not only life-changing, but life-expanding. I have had probably 300 journals that I've started and never finished. And I'm trying very hard to make it a priority to just do a gratitude journal every day. At the very least, that I do it at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. I haven't decided when, but I need to pick and just do it because I do know the science. I do know about the research. I do know about the benefits that it can help with just us, who we are in our days. Seek professional help from a coach or therapist. Burnout is a mental health issue for professionals. And I think that with any mental health issue, seeking professional help is really important. And a coach is great for business. A therapist is great for business and for self. Don't be ashamed to do it. And with the access we have to therapy right now, like with apps like BetterHelp, there's just not an excuse not to get it when you need it. Build a support network. She suggests having several people to whom it's safe to share your struggles that will help your recovery. Eliminating the go it alone process, because you need solidarity and you need support. And I haven't been very good about that. I don't think I've been good about talking to my peers and to my friends and my family about what I've been experiencing as burnout. I think my mom only knows because she's my editor for my blog posts. But even then, I don't know that I've been completely honest about my struggles. And so I realize how important that is. And it's something I'm going to work on. Get enough exercise. Being healthy helps the brain. Eating healthy, working out. You don't have to be a bodybuilder if you went for a walk every day. Moving your body and doing something that's good for your body is good for your mind. Speaking up for yourself. If you're at a job with a boss, not a business owner, but you work for somebody else, going to your superior and telling them about your situation may help dramatically in them reducing your workload as you recover from this situation that you're in. Learn stress management techniques. Everybody has different ways of doing that. Mindfulness, meditation, breathing, yoga. These are some of the things that I use. I like to use more. I think it'll be helpful, but everybody needs to find something that helps them bring it down when it needs to come down. Create work-life balance. This is a huge statement because I've written a blog post about it. I'll leave a link down below. It's almost impossible to create work-life balance, but you can get closer than to the extreme of one way or the other. So if you are way off balance with work-life balance, that's going to show some of the same symptoms as burnout. So finding some kind of middle ground, it's never going to be perfect, and it might take a long time to figure out. So don't jump into that and go, oh, that's the solution. I'm going to create work-life balance, because I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to take longer than recovering from burnout. So be honest about how big of a task that is, but start working on it because it will help in the grand scheme of things. Do things you enjoy. Like I said about, I don't know if I said it in this blog post, but about having a cup of tea and reading a book is one of my favorite things on the planet to do in the winter, and I've missed it because of work. The last couple of years, it's going back on my to-do list because it makes me so happy. And so finding things like that, I love singing, and I, will go a couple stretches of doing some recordings and then not for a month or two. And it makes me happy, and making time for it is going to help in my recovery too. Create a healthy sleep schedule. We saw this in the prevention. Having a healthy sleep schedule is going to help with your overall health, but it's also going to help with your mental health. Honestly, you should have a nighttime routine so that you get to bed about the same time every day if you can. Follow a healthy diet. We heard it before. We're going to hear it again. Taking care of ourselves helps all part of ourselves. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Quite frankly, if you haven't heard about this, you've probably been living under a rock for the last 5 to 10 years. I will tell you that meditation and mindfulness has been a godsend to me. As a Christian, I spend time in meditation and in prayer, but also just sitting there and counting my breath sometimes can change an entire day. So if it's something that you've been, not really into or thought that maybe it's a little woo-woo, I would really encourage you to just get on YouTube and find a 2-minute breathing exercise and just experience what it's like when all you have to do is focus on inhaling and exhaling. It weirdly releases so much stress and pressure on other things. Set boundaries. I don't have a problem saying no to things that push past my limits, but there are obviously people who do. And if you don't have boundaries for yourself, people are going to take over your life, right? If you don't set the boundaries, people will demolish whatever was there or wasn't there. So it's really important to, there's a time when I'm not going to answer my phone. I don't work on Sundays because I go to church and I want to spend time with my family. And there's almost nothing you can do to get me to do that, right? I didn't start my business that way, but after my semi-heart attack, I decided, nah, I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. So those are the 14 steps. Okay. I think I went through that pretty quick. Now you're going to ask, how long will it take to recover? I'm going to tell you that you should read this article from top to bottom, especially if you are where I am right now. She has a ton of information that's going to help you. I'm going to give you her list of stages of recovery, but there's so much more. I would really encourage you to jump on that link and go read her article. It's fantastic. But her stages are: stage 1, admit the problem. Stage 2, take a break. Stage 3, focus on well-being. Stage 4, reflect on personal values. Stage 5, explore new opportunities. And stage 6, make a change. In addition to these, she outlines different ways to recover from burnout. And to prevent my video from being much longer or my blog post, again, I'm really going to encourage you to go read her article because it really is fantastic. So with that being said, if you are experiencing any of this and you feel like you are burnt out, you're not alone. And there's so much you can do just by taking a breath and taking a moment and talking to people who are safe to talk to kind of work your way back. But don't ignore it, because it can really just get worse and lead to really severe issues that you don't want in your life. Nobody does. So take care of yourself, both your bodies, your mind, and it will help you take care of your business down the road. I hope you found these 2 videos very helpful. I know they weren't very long, but I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, I will see you guys next week. And until then, take care of yourselves. We'll see you later. Bye.